Hey everyone, welcome back to Grain-Free Insights. Do you like lentils? I have a love-hate relationship with lentils. I love that they're high in fiber. I love that they're grain-free. I love that you can use them in a ton of different recipes. Am I always just wowed with the flavor of lentils? I know a lot of you might be, but I'm not always that way. I'm always on a quest to find lentil recipes that I really enjoy eating because I think food should be fun. And so I was using this lentil tortilla recipe for a very long time. If you're not familiar with it, there's thousands of lentil tortilla recipes on YouTube and on the internet. All you have to do is Google it. You're going to come up. It's usually two ingredients, lentils and water. Sometimes someone adds an egg. It just depends. I liked those, but I found them a little problematic for a couple of reasons. One, when I would make them, I just had a hard time timing when to flip them. It seemed like it took forever for it to warm up enough to be able to flip. And then once I did and cooked it on the other side, it was not always as pliable as I'd like it to be. You really want a wrap to be nice and easy to wrap around things just like a real tortilla, right? So I've been experimenting and I have come up with a lentil tortilla recipe that I think beats those. I can't wait to share it with you. A couple of things. It does call for a small amount of cottage cheese. I use Daisy cottage cheese because it doesn't have any fillers or any gums. I'll show you the ingredients when I go into the kitchen to show you how I make these. Now, a lot of people that watch this show are also following the specific carbohydrate diet. And if you're not familiar with what that is, you can Google it. I'm not going to go into the details here. But for those of you who are following the SCD, well, first of all, SCD does not allow cottage cheese at all. You can have farmer's cheese. I have not tried making this recipe with farmer's cheese because I've been having a hard time finding it here in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Once I find it, I will try it and I'll let you know how it works. If you try this recipe with farmer's cheese, please let me know in the comments if it worked for you. Otherwise, this is for everyone else who enjoys grain-free that doesn't have to worry about cutting cottage cheese out of their diet. It also includes eggs. So it's 3 ingredients. It's phenomenal. I can't wait to get in the kitchen and show you how it works. Stay tuned until the end of the video because at the end I'll flash the exact recipe on the screen. That way you don't have to search for it. You can just pause the video, write it down. It's so super easy. It won't take you more than 15 seconds. Are you ready to go to the kitchen? Gosh, I hope my kitchen's clean. Well, if not, I'm going anyway. Let's go. And as I said, this is super easy. We're looking at using Daisy cottage cheese, and I promised I would show you the ingredients. If you look at the label, it's just cultured milk, cream, and salt. That's it. No gums or fillers, which is why I really like to choose this. And lentils, I am using red lentils here. This is the brand I've been using. I've been buying these from Amazon. I haven't been able to find this brand locally. They're not marked gluten-free. There are no warnings on the label that it is processed in a plant that also processes wheat. I'm very sensitive. I have not had a problem. For those of you who want certified gluten-free red lentils, they are out there. You just need to do some searching for them. And then eggs. Now, so easy. And again, remember, stay to the end. I will show you all the ingredients and the exact recipe so you can just copy it down. You're going to want to put the cottage cheese. You're going to want to put all of it in the blender. Let me just move this over a little bit so you can see it a little better. There we go. Eggs. Now, if you want at this point, you can add salt or seasonings. If I do use salt, it's usually a scant amount, maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon or less. All right, all of this is in the blender. I'm going to put on the lid. Oh, here's a tip for you. This is a fairly recent Vitamix. I had another model for years, and it eventually gave out on me. This one I bought at Costco. I really like it. However, the lid never wants to fit on the container. I always have to hold it. If I do finally get it to go on, the minute I start to process something, it pops off. I've made messes like crazy when that happens. And I have found out that now Vitamix says that you can put a Vitamix in the dishwasher. Yay! Which I did. The only problem is if you set your dishwasher on a really high heat setting, it can cause the container to expand a little bit. I called the company, they're wonderful. I asked them for a new lid, they sent it. It didn't work, so they said that probably means that I put the container on too high of heat when I was drying it, and that they would send me another container. So I'm going to be calling them this week to ask for it. But for those of you who do have a Vitamix, if you have the type that you can put it in the dishwasher, please make sure that you're doing it on normal heat, or maybe even no heat, or maybe just hand wash it the old-fashioned way. All right, here we go. I'm just going to stop this for a moment because I'm sure I'm going to fast forward through my blending this. You want to make sure that you're not seeing any of the lentils dripping down from the side. So give it a good few minutes when you're processing it, just to make sure that you have it very well blended. Okay. Okay, we have our blended lentils. Looking good. They actually feel just a little bit warm. I had to process this for a number of minutes, and it was starting to heat up a little bit, which doesn't hurt a thing as long as it's still very liquid. All right, let's move over to the oven and make these. Those of you who watch my videos know that I'm a huge fan of cast iron. This is an old cast iron skillet, a Griswold, that I'm guesstimating is well over 100 years old. I bought it at an antique show. I think I only paid $15 for it. I've had it for years and I love it. Right now I am preheating the skillet. You want to make sure that you really get the skillet nice and hot before you add your oil. One thing about cast iron is it's not nonstick cookware, but if you season it right and you take proper care of it, it's like nonstick cookware, plus it lasts forever. It's starting to smoke a little bit. I'm going to turn it down to a low heat for now and add my oil. Now you can use any oil you prefer. I like to use olive oil. You want to make sure that you're using enough oil to really coat the bottom of the pan. This is maybe a little more oil than I need, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it in for purposes of this demonstration. You want to let this heat up just a little bit before you pour in your lentil batter. Okay, if you look, the oil is starting to really get shiny. It's glistening, which means it's probably hot enough. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. This is kind of a low setting, but going on medium. Then you want to pour in your batter. Now I'm just going to do a small one for purposes of this demonstration, but you can make these as large as you like. There we go. If you want, you can always turn the pan around and around to make it a little bit larger. I'm just going to leave it as it is. And just like a regular pancake, if you're used to making pancakes, you know that you need to watch for these bubbles coming to the surface. That shows when the pancake is getting close to being done. Same thing with these. So now, as you can see, it's gotten crispy around the edges. just start to play with it a little bit. One thing I found is that these cook up a lot faster than the lentil tortillas without the cottage cheese or egg. And if it seems flippable, go right ahead. There you go. This looks like a pancake. And you can use it as a pancake. You can use this as a tortilla wrap. You can use it as bread if you like. Let's take a look. Okay, that's good. Doesn't have to be super brown all over on this side. Go ahead and transfer it to a plate. If you like, you can use a little bit of paper towel to take up some of the oil. Now here's the beauty. Take a look at this. This is so easy to fold and wrap. And as you experiment with these, you'll get better and better at it. It's just waiting for me to put something in it. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to put in some chicken salad, and then we will taste test it. Before we do the taste test, I just wanted to tell you that the lentils I used are soaked lentils. It's very easy to soak them. The way I do it is I take a cup of lentils and 4 cups of water, pour the water over the lentils, and then let them soak for about 4 hours. After 4 hours, just drain off the water, but don't throw it away. It makes great plant food. And then just take the lentils that you've soaked, put them in a container, keep them in the refrigerator, and use them as needed. Okay, here we are back in my office, and we're going to give this a taste. Now, had I used a full-size tortilla, had I made it a lot larger than this, you'd really be able to see how rollable it is. But I stuffed it with chicken salad. Let's give it a taste. The outsides are just a little crispy. I love that. It has substance. Sorry, I'm talking with my mouth full. It has substance. It has flavor. It just feels good, and it's fun to eat this. Give it a try.